Bung, bung. Welcome to the Poddy is brought to you by Bung Coffee. You don't get better coffee than this. This is not just a beautiful drink. This is an experience. We're bringing the most beautiful beans from South America to your front door. You are getting a taste of South America every time you have a sip of Bung coffee. Honduras, Brazil, Peru, and Colombia straight to your tongue. No home loans, okay? You want some of this flavor? www.bungbungcoffee.com. Enter promo code Poddy, that's Poddy, for 15% off all orders, and they are delivered directly to your door. There's absolutely no effort involved in this at all, except going to Bung Coffee, that's Bung coffee.com, and entering promo code Poddy, Poddy, for 15% off all orders. If you just want to support the show directly, you can go to claymcmathcomedy.com and buy merch. Look, I've got the nice Watch C-Word t-shirt on today, and there's all types of merch. We got Shocker socks, we got Bung t-shirts, we got Boardman t-shirts, Bossman t-shirts, golf hats, bucket hats, jackets, bomber jackets. We got it all. Go to claymcmathcomedy.com, buy some merch, keeps us rolling, keeps the show moving, and of course, just share the show. Tell a friend to tell a friend so we can grow this thing. I also have some show dates, so go to claymcmathcomedy.com and go to the shows page, and you'll see we've got Cold Blooded Comedy sort of going around Mount Gambier, Stawell, Elizabeth Downs, and I've got my solo show, In Over My Head, debuting at the Sydney Fringe Comedy Festival. So if you're in Sydney, buy tickets to In Over My Head at the Sydney Fringe Comedy Festival. That's in September 18th to the 20th. All right, let's start the show.
Welcome to the party. Best show on the internet. Ask anybody. You know it's easy money. Sit back, relax, get your headphones, everybody. Welcome to the party. Blackout in the booth. Every episode's a party. We go hard like Ricky Bobby. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is Welcome to the Party.
Welcome to the Poddy, Bung. It's your man Claytron, aka the Big Boss Man, aka the Clumsy Jeweler, because I'm always dropping gems, aka the Milkman, because I always deliver, aka the PhD of podcasting, the Magnum PI of podcasting, the Captain, the Donald Trump of podcasting, because because people don't want to see me shine. And I'm here today with my Secret Service officer, Bald Man. What's good?
Not much, man. Just taking it all in. It's been a big morning.
It's it's not unprecedented, but it's in our lifetime. I don't believe we've seen an assassination attempt. I don't know. There's JFK, Lincoln. I'm sure there's been other ones, but those ones are pretty notable. But I don't remember any since we were.
Nah, not that I can recall, dude.
Yeah, there was a shoe thrown at George W. Bush.
George W.
And he ducked and dodged that really well, actually. He got out of the way. He can bob and weave a little bit.
Wonder if that was planned. Wonder if he knew it was coming.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was a little bit more limber than Biden. Like, I believe that he could dodge a shoe. If a shoe came at Biden,
that'd be it.
That's not an attempt. That is an assassination. A shoe hits Biden in the face, it's all over.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
But yeah, this is crazy, man. This is news that's just come out this morning. I'm hoping to get this episode out today, so it's current still. But President Trump got shot, allegedly, in the ear. Not it, like grazed the ear, top of the ear, it looks like. There appears to have been blood. He ducked first and then came back up. There was time for it to have been manufactured while he...
Bit of makeup down on the floor.
Yeah. No one in the crowd moved.
No.
If it only grazed his ear, where did the bullet go? Did someone else get hit?
That's my number one question right now. I want to get to the bottom of that one.
I'm not 100% sold on this being a legitimate attempt, but someone has been killed. The alleged shooter was spotted and shot dead on sight at this Trump rally. And I guess we'll never hear their side of the story. We don't know anything, and then they can just start posting pictures of whoever this alleged person is on Facebook saying wild stuff, and we don't really know. And
we'll probably never know.
Yeah, and I don't like to be Mr. Conspiracy, but I don't trust anything anymore.
I'm in the same boat, man.
I still believe the world is a sphere, but apart from that, it's all on the table for me.
Game on.
Yeah. He grabbed his ear, ducked down. Secret Service surrounded him, human shield style, and then they stood back up. What's that for protocol? So this is exactly where the shooter had his sights on. Mm-hmm. You stand back up.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. I would have crawled out of that.
Yeah,
bitch.
we don't run like ducking down. We don't commando crawl. We stand back up, and for a significant amount of time while they're like cleaning his ear. This isn't where we do that. I don't think it's all very. I don't know the ins and outs of the strategy of the Secret Service and how things are supposed to look if and when there's an assassination attempt, but that seemed odd to me, to stand back up right where essentially the site of the scope would have been if there was a scope.
Yeah, the footage we've seen so far, the photo of Trump standing up with the blood rushing out of his ear, fist in the air. I think that's going to be the most iconic photo of Donald Trump going forward.
Of presidents in our lifetime. Or maybe, the one of Bush getting told the second tower's been hit. When he's reading.
Was at that primary school?
Yeah, reading a book. That one's pretty iconic. And I don't mean to laugh. That's pretty.
It is. I feel like this is going to trump it though.
No pun intended. Yeah.
Fully intended.
Yeah. It was pretty iconic and pretty powerful. I kind of liked the image.
Yeah, dude, he's won it now.
He already won it.
But if there was any seed of doubt in anyone's mind, it's over now.
Yeah.
This is just going to galvanize the public.
Yeah. Anyone who, was tiptoeing the line, fence sitting, they're either going to be like, Trump's a G for surviving this. Let's give it to him. Or I cannot be a part of this Democratic Party any longer.
Yeah, look what they were willing to do.
Yeah. And then you got Biden running around this week. He's talking about President Zelensky from Ukraine, calling him Vladimir Putin. His name's Vladimir Zelensky, but he called him my good friend Vladimir Putin. And then he talks about his vice president, Donald Trump.
So nuts, man.
It's sad. It's sad to see someone with dementia. Yeah,
his family needs to do better.
That he shouldn't be running. I don't know if the plan was if he was to win, which he won't. If the plan was for him to win and then pull out after they've got the seat, because he can't do it. He can't do it. He's
just imagine him in 4 years' time. What state he's going to be in?
Yeah, they got to stop. He can't be doing this. I saw a tweet. Saw a tweet from somebody saying pretty much what you said. His family's got to do better. They said I can't believe Biden's family is letting him run for president. What are they on crack?
That's good.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's actually a joke. The US. All politics in general is a joke. The two-party system, and there's just absolutely no way of breaking it. But those are the two guys that they've got. We went into this last time, but
yeah, I don't know what the answer is, man. I reckon they got to give Bobby a look in.
Bobby, who's Bobby?
Rob, RFK.
Oh yeah, RFK, or someone even older, Bernie Sanders. At least he seems to have his mind still.
He does?
I think so.
I just haven't heard him speak in public for a while.
Oh no, I haven't either.
He lost to Hillary a few years back.
Yeah,
I liked him though, from an outsider's perspective.
Yeah, I suppose, but he's very where's the line? If you're a I don't know what he does. He identify as socialist, or is that just what he's labeled as?
Couldn't tell you.
Where is the line when you want I don't believe billionaires should be. Maybe they can exist, but there needs to be a point where it's okay, you don't need this much money. Let's start giving back to the country or the people. It doesn't just need to go to the people and stop them from working. or having any drive for themselves, because I understand that as well. But like, you know, they probably need to be taxed out the arse to stop the lower and middle class from being taxed so hard that like there's no hope.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But like, why is it that their taxes can't just pay for the roads? Like, why does someone making 50K need to be paying for the roads?
It's a great
like
question.
So that's like, but there's a line there. That's why people are scared of Bernie Sanders, I think. Because it's like,
that's why rich people are scared of Bernie Sanders.
Rich people, but like, I also don't want to just see like drop kicks that aren't working anymore because like they're getting free handouts. I don't really believe in free handouts. Do I want free handouts? Yes. Do I want presents?
Have you ever had one? Like one of the stimmies over here back in the day?
I can't remember what was the first stimmy for, like a recession.
Yeah, I think it was like 2008 or 9.
I don't believe I would have got one because I wasn't working.
Yeah, okay.
So 2008, I was in Canberra. I was at the AIS. So they wouldn't have just given it to me if I wasn't working.
Nah, I think I only got one because I was on like Centrelink Youth Allowance at the time while I was still in high school.
Yeah, so I wasn't on any of that. And then 2009, I went to America. So yeah, definitely wasn't working. So I don't think I've ever got a stimmy. And then I didn't get like a job keeper or job seeker or whatever during COVID either because I kept my job. I like free handouts from non-government entities like Sportsbet. I like a little bonus bet hitting my account every now and then. That's what I like.
After you've donated a few hundred.
Yeah.
Little something back.
Yeah, just a re-up.
Keep you in the game. Yeah, no, I only brought it up because I remember getting my stimmy back in the day. I think Rudd was in power at the time.
Mm.
And I did my part for the economy. I went straight to JB Hi-Fi and got a new flat screen TV with it.
Bang, keeping big business alive.
That's what it's for. You're not meant to just store it in your bank account.
No, you're supposed to support big business.
Yes, stimulate the economy.
You got a flatty with your stimmy?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would have done that.
Yeah. It's a good investment. Lasted like 10 years, I reckon.
Yeah. Back to the Trump
assassination
attempt. Now, if it's real, which I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying there was enough stuff there to be questioned. If it's real, this dude's not the healthiest specimen either. Do you think the shock that his body went through after being shot invigorates him, or do you think that he may deteriorate and we might see two Bidens going head to head?
No, I think he's going to be just fine.
Yeah,
he looked great for someone who just got shot.
That was the adrenaline though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you're a certain age, you shouldn't do cocaine because you might have a heart attack. Do you think he's like that? The adrenaline could have maybe got him his BPM up a little too high.
Maybe we might be having a different conversation next week.
Yeah.
We'll see how this all pans
There might be an emergency episode coming out in 24 hours.
This kind of feels like one. It's quite crazy this happened.
The timing. Because we usually record the day before today.
Yeah.
So it's like a blessing. Shout out to the show.
Yeah, shout out
no,
Donnie T,
I don't
man.
want to say that. Thirst trap. Yeah, no, I think I don't even know what to think.
It's still just so fresh. I'm still just taking it all in.
The amount of jokes, not only on this podcast but on Twitter, just shows where we are in, I don't know, the world. In society, like people, it's just a big joke. Guy got shot in the head almost. Well, your ear's part of your head, that counts.
And it's going to be one of the biggest content creation days.
Yeah.
In recent times.
Yeah, everyone's just making jokes like this is where your country's at. Is people are trying to kill the person running for president. Like, sort it out. Wild. And you know, I don't know who the shooter is. They haven't identified him. But there is, I guess, a small to medium chance that it's Alec Baldwin. You know, he's a known shooter and he's on the loose, bro.
Yeah, just when he thought he was in the clear.
He came out. I didn't get to see like the full story. I just saw a headline. He got off. The case was thrown out because the prosecution was accused of tampering evidence, or prosecution
I
was.
think they withheld some information or like evidence that something was withheld from the defense.
That's grimy.
What do you think about that whole case?
I think if the gun did have live ammo in it. Okay, it did. There's a dead person. It's not up to the actor to, one, know how to check for live ammunition, or to check. There are people who get paid significant salaries. This is Hollywood. Significant salaries to have all of that sorted. The person that's responsible is whoever, and I guess there's no evidence of who did this. It is actually not Baldwin. It is whoever had live ammunition in that gun.
Is it the armorer?
Yeah. Now, there should only be blanks. There is an argument being made now because of this happening, and Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, got shot with live ammo on the Crow. There is an argument now. We're at a point of technology, CGI, whatever. Why do we need real weapons on set? Why wouldn't it all be After Effects? The response to that is the mechanics of like kickback on a weapon and all of that. Like to have actors manually doing this is not going to work.
Yeah. Every film's not going to have the budget for CGI either. Yeah,
CGI is expensive. But like, is there not like a mechanical way to have some type of gun with no ammo in it that you pull the trigger and it kicks somewhat, and then you can put in even, I don't know. Yeah, see, like you said, CGI is not affordable.
I don't know, man. I just think blanks have worked for so long. So many times.
Yeah.
It's so rare that, like, off the top of our head, apart from the two that have just been mentioned, what other cases of people being shot on movie sets that we know of?
Yeah, I don't know. But why was there live ammunition anywhere near the place? And two, I don't really know the story. Were they hanging out like you and me right now, and he makes a joke and points a gun at somebody, which is not dope, and then pulls the trigger? Or was it on set? He pulled the trigger on set, like they're filming. Because from what I know, I don't even think they were filming when this happened.
Yeah, that's my understanding of how it went down as well.
So that's where it gets a little bit funky. Is why were you pointing a gun at somebody?
Yeah, bad taste.
This is mad disrespectful to do with your fingers, bro.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be going to jail over being disrespectful.
No, but it's just like I said before, we don't know who brought the live ammo in. Was it him? Did he bring the live ammo in and put it in the weapon? I don't know.
I doubt it, man.
I doubt it too.
So much to lose over this. Like what could have possibly led him to want to kill her?
I absolutely don't believe he killed this woman on purpose.
Yeah. I just don't see the motive.
No. And I just don't see that that's the best option to do it in front of.
On a movie set in front of so many witnesses.
Yeah, maybe that's the hide in plain sight. Yeah, but you know, he's
still, what could she have done to him?
Maybe they have an affair. And she said she's going to snitch. And he's like, hey, I've got 13 kids and a wife that speaks fake Spanish. I got to keep this shit together.
can't lose that. You can't lose the Fugazi Spanish.
He's out here, and who knows? Maybe he was in Pennsylvania today.
We'll soon find out.
I'm just putting the pieces together. This is now a true crime podcast.
Wild.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so big and strong.
Bung coffee. Big, strong flavour. Competition? I don't think so. bungbungcoffee.com. Get yours.
I had some gigs this week. Shout out to James Donald Forbes McCann, host of the James Donald Forbes McCann Catamaran Plan podcast. He's been on the show, friend of the show, twice. He's back from America. He's been over there opening for like Matt McCusker and Shane Gillis and doing good things over there. He's come back. He's got a tour. I opened for him for 2 of his shows in Adelaide. Had a ball. Had 2 really good sets, and I feel alive, man. I feel invigorated. I feel confident because I don't get a lot of stage time in Adelaide. When I'm not on the road, like I'm just here, and I forget that I'm good at comedy. And then I get mad nervous. And I did positive self-talk this week. I was like, don't whip yourself up into a frenzy before the show. Just go, hang out, have a good time. Enjoy comedy. Enjoy the experience. You can't possibly continue just being anxious all the time if this is going to be your job. That's what I told myself. And then I went, and she was sweet.
Love that for you, man.
Yeah. I just had a good time and I was relaxed on stage.
Keep that momentum going.
Yeah. I got some, adrenaline and my heart was beating and stuff before, but that's normal.
That's part of the game.
Yeah. I used to get like that before basketball as well. But yeah, this was good. A good week gigs wise. We went to Victor Harbour yesterday as a family. I'm off the gigs now. And we went on the Steam Ranger, which is like a steam train, steam engine. And we were looking for where to buy tickets. We were like, 50 meters away. And we just asked these people. And this guy goes, oh yeah, there'll be a sign that says tickets.
How'd that go down?
I didn't respond because I knew my response was going to be aggressive. So I just kept it in. But I thought of that guy for the rest of the day and I just hoped that he was having a horrible time.
What kind of guy are we talking about? Like young bloke, older bloke?
Yeah, like probably like a dad, maybe a bit older than me. Maybe not too much older than, mid to late 30s. And he had 2 kids and, his wife didn't look that great. So maybe he was just mad at his whole situation. But yeah, I was thinking about him for the rest of the day and I was like, I hope he's having a bad time right now.
Yeah, that's you just don't talk to strangers like that, especially if they're just asking a question.
Yeah, and I didn't ask. Rach asked. So he said that to a female, which I don't like. You don't talk to women like that. It'll be where it says tickets. Oh man, I'm going to tie you to the train tracks. What are we doing? That's just rude, man. We're not from here. We're not from here, obviously. Fucko.
Yeah, that's rude.
Oh, how's your week been?
It's been good, man. It's been good. Just keeping it low key, just going to work. A few little things around the house this weekend so far. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing too exciting. Just
hitting the big green building.
Yeah, haven't been there for a while actually. I think when I first moved in, I was there like every weekend. For about a year and a half. Yeah,
we did the same. Like when we first got this place, like just punching the garden, like going crazy, and now it's just like I don't have enough disposable income to be doing this every weekend.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose your battles around the house.
Yeah, but Kenny loves it there now. It's just so big. There's so much to look at. Like,
does he get his own trolley?
Sometimes. It's so big though, like his little legs get tired, and then he's got now he's got a full trolley, and he doesn't want to use it. So depends on how quick the trip's going to be.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, but he loves the playground in there as well. But yeah, shout out to Bunnings if you want to sponsor the show as well. 2 new albums dropped this week that I'm fond of. I don't want to like review them or anything, but Eminem, The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace. I like it. It's a concept album. He put out like a warning, like if you listen to the songs out of order, it's not going to make sense. I don't think it's like that. Like each song individually is a standalone song still at the end of the day. But there is definitely a through line from top to bottom. If you listen to it, there's like an evolution. It's kind of like it starts as Slim Shady and goes into like a battle between Slim Shady and Marshall, and then Marshall kind of overcomes Slim Shady. And so it's like kind of that crazy Slim Shady, like he's saying the R word, the little person word. He's gone crazy. And then it's like that choppy flow and the weird beats. And then it evolves towards the end to more like technical Eminem raps and like more modern-ish beats, but like more of that boom bap kind of.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. Like, I don't know, is Houdini the song, the single?
Is that the one that came out a few weeks back?
Yeah. I'm not.
And it was like a flip of one of his older songs.
Without Me, or I think Without Me.
Yeah, I only listened to it once. That song wasn't for me.
No, I'm not a big fan of that as the single, but whatever. It's not. Yeah, it's like what people say, like what we were talking about with Kendrick's album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. There's no like bangers on it. That doesn't mean it's a flop. That doesn't mean it's a failed album. It's an art piece. It's. I listened to it yesterday, front to back, and I just thought it was incredible. Yeah.
Okay. Give that a listen on the way home.
Yeah, it's something to keep in mind. I think when you listen to it, it's just a bit like the first half is definitely like crazy, sort of like bitch and like all that kind of stuff, and then Marshall kind of comes out on top, says goodbye to Slim Shady, and so it made me really keen to, like, I wanted like a surprise double album. I wanted like the next one to come out straight away, but I'm really excited for whatever he does next, for sure.
Yeah, okay. No, it's good to hear, man. Like, I'm sure like a lot of the listeners loved Eminem growing up.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Eminem fan. Like, all of his work. A lot of people hated Relapse. Relapse is
Loved it.
One of my favorite albums. Some people just like artists as they are, as they first hear them, and expect them never to evolve and all that kind of stuff, never to explore different sounds. I've been guilty of this with Kanye West on occasion. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Eminem, and I think whatever he does, well, this album's awesome, and I think whatever he does next is going to be even better.
Yeah, we'll soon find out. But yeah, I need to give this one a listen first.
Yeah, and there's another one. It is, oh God, I forget what it's called. The Amphitheater or something like that. It's Pete Rock and Common. So Pete Rock is the producer, Common's the rapper, and it is just so good, dude. So good. I haven't listened to the whole album yet. I'm probably only 4 songs in, but I'm obsessed with it. It's going to get replayed a lot by me. So shout out to Common Sense and Pete Rock, who I saw Pete Rock and CL Smooth live at the Uni Bar in Adelaide.
Is there a big turnout for that?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was before the Uni Bar got like redone.
Okay. And
Steve, friend of the show, and I were in the front row, 2 jugs in hand each, drinking from jugs. We were done for, but we were like, we knew all the words. We were like the only ones there that knew all the words. So like, CL Smooth was like engaging with us. Like, we were front row, so he's like rapping to us because we were like the only ones there, like really fully vibing. Like, people liked it, but probably weren't like the ultimate Pete Rock and CL Smooth fans. So that was a sick concert, man. Thirst Trap, a blockbuster quench for your thirst.
Comedy, action, or horror. Will this movie win an Oscar? Set design, directing, acting, lighting, or costumes. This segment is Clay's Reviews.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, so we watched this a bit earlier in the week. And after hearing what you got up to yesterday, was this like inspiration for heading down to the train to Big Harbour, or what? Or just coincidence?
Well, no, I wanted to go whale watching.
Right.
But there was no guarantee of seeing a whale. And we've got a 2-year-old. So we were like, Kenny loves machinery. He loves trains. Let's just do that. So we've got a guaranteed win on the board. So it wasn't planned to actually do the train, but he was frothing hard. He had a ice block as well, which I don't know if he's ever had a full ice block before. Big day for the little man. Yeah, and it was just obviously loaded with sugar, and he went off his dial on this train, just screaming. He was so happy, but yeah, it was. He seemed pretty stoked telling me about it this morning. Yeah, so I don't doubt it. Yeah, he loved it.
Alright, so Snowpiercer. In a future where a failed climate change experiment has killed all life except for the survivors who boarded the Snowpiercer, a new class system emerges.
Yeah, so the Snowpiercer is basically this train that it's connected all train lines in the world, and each lap of this track is exactly 1 year. So they pass this bridge on New Year's every year. And it's just like world-class technology, self-sustaining, because the thing never stops.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember science behind that. I don't think it's particularly important, is it?
No, not really.
No. But yeah, a class system emerges. Basically, poor people to the back, rich people to the front, and it just sort of gradually increases.
Kind of like Titanic, like all the poor people down at the bottom,
Yep.
rich people up towards the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very similar dynamic to that.
Yeah. So, I had a snack for this. I chose the summer roll. Do you know a summer roll?
Nah,
It almost
it's a summer roll.
looks like a bounty, like it's a stick. It's like a stick covered in chocolate and then covered in coconut. And the stick is like kind of like a nougat wafer thing on the inside. It's pretty yummy.
Sounds good.
They cost about $1 each. Shout out to Summer Roll.
I do know summer roll.
Yeah.
Haven't seen them for a while.
I figured that the coconut kind of looks like snow, so I went with that. And the log, it looks like a long train almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. Nice.
Did you get a snack in you?
Look, I did, but can't remember what it was because I didn't know we were going to be reviewing this.
Okay.
This was like a throwaway movie for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's no such thing as a throwaway movie anymore.
No, I'll be tracking absolutely everything that I watch
Yeah.
going forward.
All right. So, yeah, obviously the whole movie really was about classism, really. You start off in the back with the pause, led by Chris Evans. Not his best performance, I didn't think.
No.
Also didn't think he got much chance. I don't think anyone got much chance to really stretch their legs in this. I thought everyone sucked, but they didn't get the opportunity to really give much. It was almost like, have you read 1984 by George Orwell?
No, I haven't.
You know about it?
No.
It's basically where the term Big Brother came from. So they all live in this world where their TV turns itself on in the morning and they get told they've got to do like these exercises, like 10 push-ups and 10 star jumps or whatever. And there's a camera like in the TV and they can see everybody and see what they're doing, and everything is run meticulously and it's just full governmental control. And that's I think this book is where the term Big Brother came from. And this was like 1984 on a train, basically. That everyone was being monitored at all times. There's speaker systems. They're getting talked to by Wilfred, who is the brains behind the train. And yeah, even in 1984, I think it's someone's name that talks to him all the time. So it was very 1984 on a train. It was very stick it to the man. Like this isn't fair. We don't want to live like this. Which is all, it's like stick it to the man is School of Rock. It's almost like School of Rock on a train. School of Rock in 1984 on a train.
Yeah, okay.
That's my take.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all, but now that you've said it, it kind of makes a bit of sense. It is all about sticking it to the man for 2 hours.
Yeah.
This film.
The protein blocks.
Gross.
Yeah, so they're getting these messages in the protein blocks.
So the protein blocks are all the people at the back of the train can eat.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that's given to them.
Yeah, and they make a point of discussing like how they don't remember how steak tastes. They've been
early on in the film.
Yeah, I think the train's been going for 18 years. So anyone under 18, their whole life has been on the train. Anyone over 18 came on the train and ended up being a survivor. Yeah, the protein blocks, they looked like jelly. The messages were being sent with, I did tune out for a little while here. So like clues or?
Yeah, clues, I guess. It was just just code words.
Yeah.
Just code words that they were meant to sort of decipher the meaning
Mm.
from. It wasn't really messages. It was just like one word that would be in this little bullet message.
Yeah. And it basically caused a revolution. Spoiler alert. The revolution ended up being manufactured by Wilfred. He was sending the letters. Wilfred. He was sending the words and working with the elder of the paws.
Yeah. This is like a very late spoiler alert. You don't find this out till pretty much the final scenes of the movie.
And it also just seemed like that's how you're going to wrap this up, is this in a conversation. You're going to just disclose everything in a conversation, and then like there was no discovery. There was no like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it's just hard to build a story when you're just confined to the carriages of a train though.
Yeah, but there are some movies, great and not so great, that have done it well. Wheelman with God, I forget his name every time. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Wheelman is basically shot from the inside of this guy's car for the whole movie. He gets out occasionally, but the camera angle is still from the inside of the car when he gets out and like gets in a fight and gets back in the car or whatever. 12 Angry Men. The whole film is in the jury room when they're deliberating over the verdict. The whole movie.
I reckon I've seen that.
It's a very old movie, okay. Black and white. There's more examples of this. Some of them are done very poorly because it is hard, like you said. And that's what this one just didn't. Name a character that was fully developed. Name someone you cared about.
No one.
What? I don't even know Chris Evans' history in this movie.
Before getting on the train?
Yeah.
No, neither.
So what am I investing in?
Yeah, there was no, now that I think about it, no character development.
None whatsoever. Like, I did not care what happened to anyone. His best mate gets killed, and the camera shot suggests that this is a sad moment. I didn't care.
What was the backstory between him and his best mate again?
You tell me. You fucking tell me, dude. Oh,
he killed his mum or dad?
Again, you find out at the end.
Yeah.
You should know this before the guy dies. Before that decision is made, do I go back to help or do I go forward in the train? This is the information that needs to happen then, not at a conversation at the end of the movie. Crazy decisions. They just got to a point. It's like they were filming and they got to a point and they were like, are you still writing? Like, have you got the ending for us? And they were like, no. And they were like, we got to finish it today. Let's just sit them down at this table and get them to tell us how it ends.
Yeah, it was pretty weak in that respect. It was pretty weak in a few respects, actually.
Yeah.
CGI, that's the part that killed me.
Dude,
it was so bad.
The outside environment was trash. The train was trash.
And this is only 10 years old.
Yeah. Not good, man. And Bung Joon-ho or whatever his name is, the director, he's like, he's got an Oscar? Did he do Parasite?
Yeah, he did Parasite.
Yeah. So, I mean, Parasite came after this. So, maybe he's still cutting his teeth a bit at this time, but it was hard. It was pretty hard to watch, man. It was hard to pay attention. I watched it in 2 sittings and both times I just it was hard to just sit in it.
Yeah, we had a similar experience. We pushed through and watched it, but I think every 10 to 15 minute interval, Hannah was just like, can we turn this off? And I was so close to just letting it happen. But
Yeah.
I also wanted to see how it ended. I wasn't gripped by the story, but I like this post-apocalyptic sort of genre.
Yep.
Dystopian sci-fi type film. So I just wanted to see where they went with it.
I felt like whatever that explosive material was, where the guy
they were all getting high on
it.
it.
They were getting high and they were addicted to it. That becoming like a tool to escape the train. I think they felt like they were being super clever with that, and it just, I don't know, man, nothing did it for me.
yeah, it was just weak all round, I think.
There was no redemption. Like out of the group of people from the poor section that are coming up the train, there's two parents whose children were taken away at the start. Neither of them get to see their kid again. And one of them comes out and like walks up towards this thing at the end. Do you remember this? There's that big engine room sort of thing that Chris Evans and Wilford is talking in for a while. And then like something sort of is coming back towards the camera at some point, and the little red-headed kid walks up there, and then camera cuts away and it never goes back, and they never really explain what he's walking towards or why he's not listening to Chris Evans.
I might have been scrolling at this point, not gonna lie, it didn't capture me.
And then the black kid there's a piece of the train that's not able to be replaced, and so they have to it's manual labor, and it has to, an adult can't do it. It has to be a kid under the age of 5 because they can fit in there, and so he's in there like manually doing one part of this train.
I didn't see that part coming. When the kids first got abducted, I was like, they're getting diddled.
Yeah, for sure.
They're getting eaten or diddled. Like,
yeah. Either way, that being the reveal at the end is not what it.
I think Chris Evans having to sacrifice his arm after you hear like the backstory of what initially happened.
What did initially happen?
So when the people right at the back of the train were first on there, they weren't being given these jelly blocks. That they just weren't being given any or much food at all. So everyone was like starving. And it got to the point where
they were eating each other. And it turns out that Chris Evans was the one leading the mob to eat other people. And then I forget the old guy's name who's in the back of the train with him, but he's willing to sacrifice his limbs so everyone can eat, so they don't start eating innocent. So that's why he didn't have a leg.
Yeah, so that explains. I think he was missing an arm as well, maybe.
Right, okay.
And like you see a scene early on where there's quite a few people at the back of the train who don't have limbs. They're like hobbling around.
Right.
So they're all the people that were willing to sacrifice part of themselves so everyone else back there could continue to survive. And then Wilford, seeing this, like devises those jelly blocks.
Made out of like cockroaches
and bugs and shit.
Yeah.
So I think, that was part of Chris Evans' story arc, I guess. Like at first he wasn't willing to sacrifice himself at all. But in the end, he sacrificed his arm to save that kid.
Right.
I think that was meant to be a pretty powerful scene in the movie. Didn't really do much for me, but
yeah. Well, see, I missed a lot of that because it was so poorly done. So I missed a lot of the information. I didn't even, until just now, I didn't realize that the old man had given up his limbs to be eaten. I just remember him saying like, I know the difference. I know what people taste like. I know that kids taste the best. Yeah, I missed a lot of that information.
They were eating babies and shit.
Yeah.
And then to make that stop, like some of the older people at the back of the train, sacrifice their limbs.
Christ. Yeah. So there just could have been a way for, like, if that information came to me before the conversation with Wilford at the end, maybe I care. Maybe I care a bit more. And maybe not about Chris Evans if he wasn't willing to sacrifice himself, but maybe...
Oh, no, he was a piece of shit. He had a lot to atone for.
Yeah. But maybe I care more about his best friend, whose mother seems to be one of the people that got eaten. And that was a decision made by Chris Evans.
Actually, yeah, his best friend was the baby that the old guy at the back of the train saved just before they were about to eat him.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't find out to the end. No. So why do I care when he dies? I can't go back and care.
Yeah, I agree, man.
It was one of the poorest endings to a film, but not even just ending, like beginning, because I didn't care about anything because there was no information there. They were like, it was almost like they wanted it to be like a puzzle and you're discovering things as you go, but you discover nothing until he has that conversation at the end. And then it's like, here's all the information. How do you feel? It's like, well, I don't feel because you didn't give me anything. The protein blocks reminded me of like, because we had when I was at the AIS, we had something called the recovery bar, and it was inside our like living complex, which was like brand new and beautiful, but it had lots of bars, like metal bars, like prisons to not let in outsiders was probably more of the idea, but it felt like we were trapped sometimes.
I mean, it's still keeping you in.
Yeah. And we had what was called, I think it was called recovery bar. And it was just like a window in the wall, which once a week you would go and you'd get given this bag of like protein products, like a loaf of bread, Nutella, protein powder, protein bars, fruit, just to, because you're working so hard, keeping your calories up, recovering. And the first time I got my recovery pack, I found out that I was allergic to the protein that they were giving me. And we were also sponsored by Skins. Remember Skins?
Yeah.
So we're always wearing Skins and stuff for recovery. And I shit my pants in my Skins, thinking I was going to do a fart. And I sharted inside my Skins, bro, because of my recovery pack, which was, yeah, like you just get given it out of a hole in the wall. Like it's like rations, very 1984, very Snowpiercer vibes. I was, yeah, when they were calling them protein blocks, I immediately thought of like my recovery pack.
Yeah, getting triggered.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you had any allergies. What was it? What type of protein was it?
It was sustagen.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I've never had this issue with any other protein powder. I don't know if it was an allergy as such, but like that was the thing that once we replaced that in my recovery pack, it never happened again. But
okay,
yeah.
I had an issue with the final scene, them seeing the polar bear.
Why?
I feel like that's one of the last, like, sort of land-based animals you want to be seeing out in the wild.
Yeah.
I feel like what they were trying to convey didn't make any sense to me at all, that there's hope for life. I feel like if you see a polar bear in the wild, there is no hope for your life.
You are both getting cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought the same thing. I thought they should have
been a deer or something.
I was thinking because the ice was melting, that there should have been a body of water with fish.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, it was still too cold probably at the time. That's why they chose a polar bear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, deer might have been better, or like moose, some sort of like cold weather animal, a seal.
That's not going to eat you. That's something that's prey.
A penguin.
Yeah.
How about the guy that is hell-bent on capturing them, that's not Wilford, he's like head of security or whatever, one being invincible and two like added nothing?
Absolutely nothing. That was one of the worst characters in the whole film.
Yeah. There was there wasn't anything that made me hate him. He was gay, I'm pretty sure.
What scene gave that away?
It was earlier up closer. There was a guy like resting his head on him. The guy eventually got impaled on like a spear or something.
Yeah, and he got really mad about that.
Yeah, and the guy was like resting his head on him heaps. Like, and I'm pretty sure he's gay. Like,
yeah, I think you're right.
Why as well? Is that just a tick a box?
Just to tick a box.
Is that just?
I guess 10 years ago that shit started happening in film and TV. So
he was just gay for no reason, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, that was a shit character. Made no sense.
Yeah.
Why he was so good at everything.
Yeah, and just like
hell-bent on destruction.
Got stabbed, got choked, and just basically had a nap and was all good. But the other thing that I couldn't quite understand was there's a carriage of like a rave.
Yep.
And they all go through there. It's like one of the last carriages before Wilford's, which is strange. And the ravers just turn violent.
It's because all their drugs got stolen. As the security dude and his daughter were going through there, they were just picking up, like, because all these people down there in the rave were like high as and couldn't really like defend themselves or defend their drugs.
Right.
So as they were walking through, they were just grabbing every like cube of it they could see.
Oh.
And the people were just like, hey, give that back. But they couldn't really do anything at the time. So I think when they sobered up a bit more, they got really angry.
Okay. That makes more sense. I missed that.
Because yeah, as they were walking through, they were just grabbing every cube in sight and just stashing it in like their pockets and in a bag.
Okay, that makes more sense. The teacher pulling out the the semi,
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that.
letting it clap just through a classroom. Yeah, it's just a wild movie, man, and just one I cannot recommend to anybody.
Nah, even if you like sci-fi and dystopian futures, don't watch this film.
Nah, there's better options in this world.
There is a series about this.
I saw that because I was looking. I didn't know where to look for it when I watched. What did you watch it on? I watched it on SBS On Demand.
Okay. That's where it should be. Should be on a free platform.
Yeah. Forever. You should never pay for this. You should also never invest time in this. This was not a good movie.
Nah, really wasn't.
I've got about 3.5 in me.
Okay.
What have
I'm
you?
a bit more generous. I was going to give it a 5.
Before sitting in my notes here, I've got 5. Before sitting down and actually breaking this down today, I was at a 5. But remembering I broke it down into 2 1-hour blocks and could not make it through 1 hour at a time. And then sitting here and going through everything again, I've got to reduce this to a 3.5. I just can't.
Oh, that's fair. I'm not going to argue about that.
Brutal watch. But hopefully this is why I don't, because I've had some people say like, oh, you should announce the movies before you record so that we can watch them and then we know what you're talking about. This is more of a, like, it is a review. I could still review it even though the people have watched it, but I want to be able to tell people what to watch.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't want to break it down with the people. I want to warn people against things, and I want to make fire recommendations like I did for Eminem and Common earlier. This is not to be seen. Not to be seen. And nothing could make me say otherwise.
Would you be willing to watch the series? I kind of want to give that a go because I like the premise of this show. I just think, this movie, but I just think the movie sucks.
I'd give the series a go.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like whether the series is any better.
Couldn't be worse. Well, it could. This is a 3.5.
Let's not speak too soon.
It could be worse, but yeah, I could give the series a look.
Okay.
See how we go.
Yeah.
You guys know what to do. Welcome to the Poddy on everything. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We love you guys, and don't forget to love yourselves. As always, bung bung.